Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to discuss the essay of studies by Francis Bacon. So without wasting time, we'll begin. I've already covered his writing style and his essay of truth, right? So now in this video I'm going to discuss the complete essay of studies by Francis Bacon. So let's begin the essay. The essay begins with the following words: studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. So he began with the purpose of studies, right? The uses of study. Studies serve for the delight. Delight means giving pleasure when for delight, right? Further he explained these three uses. For delight in what situation? Giving delight or pleasure in privateness and retiring, right? When we are in private, we just enjoy study, right? Study is reading a book of your interest. It gives you delight, obviously. And second one is ornament. Ornamental, ornament refers to beautifying or just show off or things like that. So second use is people use studies for different purposes, right? And second use is for ornament, and this means that to use in arguments or to use in discourse or in your speech, to just show off that you have the knowledge, right? You just show off that I am a studied person, well educated person, and I have knowledge. As you show off your knowledge. And third one is for ability. Means ability, its usage is in making judgments and disposition of business, right? So he says that for expert man execute that knowledge, right? And perhaps judge of the particular. And then further he said that to spend too much time in studies is sloth, right? To make too time with studies make a person sloth. So it is not be preferred to have a bookish type, right? And then further he said that for using them for affectation or ornament, or for using them for show off or ornament is affectation is just show off, right? To make judgment wholly by their rules is the humor of a scholar. So it's not a quality of scholar to show off his knowledge. So further he said that what makes a scholar, right? A scholar is someone who is full of knowledge, experience, observation, and that what wisdom is. And then he said that they refers to the studies, they perfect nature, they make our nature perfect, they perfect nature, and they are perfected by experience, right? And then further he said that for natural abilities are like natural plants. These natural abilities are like natural plants, such as the plants they require trimming, right? For their good growth and for the good growth of personality, uh, right? It is the studies which is required, right? Pruning refers to trimming, right? And then it is the studies themselves to give for direction. So studies give direction, gives us uh, a direction towards our goal, you can say, right? And further he said that crafty, the wise person, or crafty man means the artful, right? The one who having skills, right? So crafty man can contempt studies. Contempt mean to hate something. So the crafty, the skillful person, they just hate studies. Simple men admire them. Admire mean to love them, right? Simple men like them or admire them means the studies. And wise men use them. Wise men use the studies, use the knowledge for their practical applications, right? And further he said that read not to contradict. He just discussed the only purpose of reading or of studies is that you do not read to contradict or to confute, but the true purpose of studies is but to weigh and to consider, right? To making to weigh or to just consider matters, right? That is the true purpose of studies. And then he classified books, right, on three categories. Some books are to be tested, right? He categorized them that some books are to be tested, and these are the books to be tested means they are to be read only in parts, right? Not in full reading parts, right? Just you just test them, right? And others to be swallowed. Others to be swallowed means you just study them but not curiously, right? Not full heartedly. And he said that very few books are to be chewed and digested. And third category, which is important, books to be chewed and digested, which means that to be read wholly with hearted, with diligence and attention, right? And then he said that some books are to be read by deputy, which means that it refers to summarize books or someone else. Your duty refers to someone else who summarized the book for you, right? He is your assistant or your duty, and the extracts or the summary made of them by others. So this is not a good thing. He is against this, right? Because he give a justification for that, why this reading summaries or this is not good. Because he said that distilled books are like common distilled waters. What does mean by this means that as you know that distilled water is something which is boiled, right? And it does not have its original or the natural taste. So these summarized books are like this distilled water, and they do not have that natural taste in it, right? Study or a book has a particular taste, right? When you read only the summary, oh, it's awkward. And when you just read the whole text of the book, and it's amazing, it has got its own taste. And being a student of literature, you just be aware about the taste of reading, right? Full text. What we do, we just go for a summary on YouTube, right? On a book, we just read on the summary of that particular book and do not bother to read the whole book. So yeah, it has got a literary test. If you have a literary test, you must read the books, right? And in your fourth semester you have novel, right? So the semester time is very short, right? It is not possible to cover you the text of each novel in a class. It is not possible. Literally it is not possible to cover a single novel, but you have 5 novels, right? So what you have to do, you have to cover it by yourself. Just read the text, whole text by yourself, and then you just came to know the taste of literature, right? Distilled books are like distilled waters. And further he said the usefulness of reading. He said that reading make a full man. This means that reading, studying, this makes a full man, means a man full of knowledge. And second one, he said that conference a ready man. Conference means the discussions make a ready man, a practical man. And third, he said they're writing an exact man. Writing make exact man means writing brings exactness in your personality. So writing is the most important thing, right, which brings exactness in your personality. And another important thing further, he said that uh, histories make men wise. Why histories make men wise? Because we learn from the history, from others people experiences, right? And then he said that poets witty, we get witty wisdom from poets by reading poetry. and he uses of these studies, right? He said that histories make men wise, poetry make men witty wisdom, and the mathematics make subtle focus and concentration. For focus and concentration you have to study mathematics. And natural philosophy gives you deep meaning, depth of knowledge, right? Depth and moral grave. And logic gives you seriousness. And rhetorics means the discourse or the speech able to content. And here he used some a Latin phrase, "Append studia in mors," which means that study small or character in a perfect way. And further he just discussed some diseases, right? Both physical and mental, and their remedies, which are related to studies, right? He said that bowling is good for stones, means bowling is good for kidney stones, right? And then shooting is good for lungs and breast, right? And gentle walking is good for stomach, right? Problems related to stomach, so gentle walking is good for them. And riding is good for head. And further he said that mathematics, yes, he just discussed about mental diseases, that if you have lack of concentration and focus, you just study mathematics, right? Because it makes a man more focused, concentrate. And further he just said about philosophy. For deep knowledge you just study philosophers or philosophy. Schoolsmen, he referred to philosophers. Schoolsmen, for they are seminisectaries, right? And further he said that matters and call upon to one thing to prove and illustrate another. And then further the third kind of study, if you are unable to distinguish between two things or prove one thing against the another, you just study lawyer's law. He said that to call up one thing to prove or illustrate the another, let him study the lawyer's case, right? So these three mental diseases and his their remedies he had given. So every defect of mind may have a special recipe or remedy. So this is about of studies, and in the next video I'll discuss his essay of marriage and single life. Thank you for watching.